So we're heading into today's New York session. So let's quickly see what we have on Euro, Gold and GBP. So we'll start with EU on the daily time frame. So if you have been following my daily analysis, we know that this is the internal breakout structure and currently we are in the pullback phase. So we haven't mitigated this daily supply yet. So I'm thinking we could have one more push to the upside, and that is why I'm looking for longs on EU. So let's say on the H4. So on the H4, as you know, we have a clean price action to work with. This is the internal breakout structure. After that, you can see price has been following a bullish order flow. It broke up. Now we are currently in the H4 demand. Price came and mitigated this H4 demand. We also have an H4 change of character, but there is still a supply, a major supply that we need to cross to push price to the upside. So unless and until this supply fail, I cannot expect that it is going to fail. It could still hold price, push price down one more time, and then maybe we could push up to the upside. So currently if we get a break above this H4 supply, we know price wants to go to the upside. So I'm still looking for longs on EU from this H4 demand, expecting it's going to hold and push price to the upside. So on the H4, this is my perspective. We could have one more push to the upside into the daily supply, and then maybe we could pull back. So also one thing that we have to take a note is for shorts, currently if you see, we are within the premium pricing of the range, and anytime price could roll over. So I would only be looking for shorts once price break below this level. So I know that we reached the premium pricing of this swing leg on the H4. We got a major change of character, and then I'll be looking for shorts from the retracement to push price to the downside. So as of now, I'm still favoring longs, and I'll only be interested in shorts after a major structure shift. So let's see on the H1. So on the H1, we're looking at the recent price action. So this was a recent internal breakout structure. After that, price came into this H1 demand. On the H1, you can see we have clear liquidity built over here. So I could see price coming into this H1 supply, pushing price down, sweep all this liquidity, and then we make a move to the upside. So there are two possibilities that I'm seeing. Either we push up, we'll get a fresh demand to work with, push price to the upside, or we could expect this H1 supply to hold to push price down to take out this liquidity and then make the move to the upside. So since we got a change of character, this is an aggressive style of trading. We have an H1 demand over here. When price come back into the H1 demand, we could look for longs to take price to the upside. Expecting this H1 supply and this H4 supply would fail, we can look for long from this H1 demand. But since we have liquidity just below it, I don't think this is the clearest demand zone that we have. So I would have liked something like a sweep of these lows and then a change of character, which would have been a better demand to look for longs. So on EU, this is what I'm thinking. So to summarize this, maybe this H1 supply could hold and push price down because we have this liquidity built over here. Now if this doesn't happen, price breaks up, we know it wants to take out this high. So this is what I'm seeing on EU. So let's look at GU. So looking at the recent price action on GU, after this internal breakout structure, price came into this daily demand, and now we are pushing to the upside. So currently price is over here within from yesterday. So now my target is this high as it is, and I would be looking for longs to take out this high because we want to follow this bullish order flow. We got a breakout structure, price pull back into the EQs, and now we are heading back to the upside to take out this high. So this is my plan, and keeping this plan in mind, I'm looking for longs. Let's see on the H4. So on the H4, we're looking at the recent price action. So we have this internal breakout structure to the upside. So that price has been going with a bullish momentum. So we had this short-term pullback, price pushed up. Now it came back into the H4 demand. Now for price to push to the upside and take out this high, this H4 demand needs to hold, and that is why I'm considering looking for longs from this H4 demand, expecting that we could get the price to head higher from this demand. So on GU, it is pretty straightforward from the H4 perspective. There is an H4 demand that needs to hold to push price to the upside, and that is why I'm looking for long. So let's see on the H1. So looking at the H1, you can see that we mitigated this H1 demand. We are in this H4 demand. We got a change of character on the H1. So my plan was to enter in a long position when price come back into this H1 demand. So my limit order is still open. So I'm still expecting price to come, take the order and then push to the upside. But I'm not sure if it will come back now. It's already pushed up too much. So you can see there is an H1 supply also above. So unless and until this H1 supply is holding, we cannot expect price to go to the upside. Once price push above this H1 supply and it fails, then we know that price wants to go to the upside. So as things stand, if price come into the H1 supply, price could come to the downside because we have liquidity over here. Now if we are to look for shorts from here, I would expect price to come over here and then get a change of character on the H1. From there I can look for short as an added confirmation that price wants to go to the downside, and that is how I'll be looking for shorts. But it is also a low probability trade because price has already mitigated this extreme H1 demand, and the pullback could also be done and price is pushing to the upside. So this is likely to fail because we are coming from the extreme demand. So I still have my limit order open. I hope price comes down to take my order and then we can push to the upside. Otherwise this will be a trade that I won't be a part of. So price is pushing to the upside, you can see that. So I'm just hoping that price come down to take my order in case it's going up. But if it comes to this H1 supply, I may remove my limit order because this H1 supply is holding and it's pushing price down. So it's likely to take out these lows over here. So on GU, this is what I'm thinking. Let's look at gold quickly. So looking at gold on the daily time frame, price is currently in a sideways price action. You can see nothing much new over here. It's the same thing, we are just consolidating over here. So on the daily time frame, nothing much. Let's see on the H4. So recent price action on the H4 is we swept these highs over here. Price came back down, gave a change of character. So I was expecting price to come into this H4 supply yesterday, but you can see it just came into the EQ level, pushed back down, swept these lows, and now we have liquidity build over here. So I am expecting that price could push into this H4 supply and then make the move to the downside to continue with this trend over here. Or as the current nature of price is, you can see it's these lows goes up, sweep the lows. So maybe it will come, sweep these high, and then it will come and take out these lows. So until and unless price is ranging in this kind of direction, the only way to play here is shorts from here and longs from here. Until and unless we break out of the range, this is the only way we can play on gold. So currently I'm not looking for any gold positions. I'm staying out of gold because this is the kind of scenario where I would take a lot of losses. So let's see on the H1. So looking at the recent price action on the H1, we got this change of character. Price pushed into this H1 supply. This H1 supply pushed price down. Take out this liquidity over here. Now we have clear liquidity built on top. So price could be heading higher. Take out this into this H4 supply. And then from there maybe it could come down. Or even it could come and sweep these highs. So on gold, nothing much to do over here. It's in a sideways price action, just consolidating over here and taking out liquidities from highs and lows. So on gold, I would suggest to stay away for now because it's not a clear price action. So this is what I'm thinking on Euro Gold and GBP going into the New York session.